It appears the Israeli-Palestinian conflict in the Middle East may be sparking violence back here at home. At least 2 attacks were caught on camera. And CBS 2's Kara Finnstrom is live this morning in Beverly Grove with a look at what's happening. Kara, good morning to you.
Good morning, DeMarco. Investigators are now looking for 3 suspects in that attack at the restaurant behind us. We did speak with one woman who was here. She didn't want her name or identity released, but here's what she told us about what happened.
Somebody in one of the cars driving by started throwing glass bottles or glass cups at the tables, and they shattered everywhere. A bunch of the cars stopped, and maybe 30 of the men in the cars got out, started running toward the tables and asking indiscriminately who's Jewish.
This woman, who did not want to be identified, says she was at Sushi Fumi in Beverly Grove last night when some diners and a group of people driving by in a large pro-Palestinian protest exchanged words. She expected it to end there. Instead, she says the men attacked the diners, yelling "dirty Jew" and other anti-Semitic slurs. Another man, who said he's a photographer and was dining with clients, said he's not Jewish but tried to intervene and was punched and pepper sprayed.
I was speaking to one guy with him to relax why they're doing that. Just protest peacefully.
The LAPD says they're investigating this as a hate crime with 5 victims who were either punched or injured by broken glass. We've reached out to the organizers of yesterday's pro-Palestine rally. They told us they would never condone such violence. They want to peacefully call for change.
We've organized many protests. Saturday's protests, we had over 20,000 people that showed up, and not one single incident.
We can talk about it. We have free speech here in the United States, or we can have intellectual discourse with one another, and last night was not that. It was a bunch of thugs looking for a fight, trying to see if they could single out and target Jews for their Judaism.
At the same time, the LAPD is looking at security camera video of another incident. It shows an Orthodox Jewish man being chased by a caravan of people waving Palestinian flags. This took place near La Brea and Rosewood. The man got away and is okay. The video was recorded by an outdoor parking lot camera in the Fairfax district. We spoke with one Jewish man worried about the escalating tensions.
All these microaggressions that people have towards Jewish people or towards Muslim Palestinians, it's just incredibly hurtful.
And we did reach out to the LAPD for more information about that video from the Fairfax district. DeMarco, we're waiting to hear back.
So, Kara, before you go, what do we know about the suspects that police are looking for in the incident at the Beverly Grove restaurant?
At this point, they're only telling us 3 suspects, but I can tell you that a short while ago, we did see some LAPD officers out here going to different businesses. They appear to be looking for some security camera video. Hopefully that can give them a better feel for the people involved.
Let's hope so. All right, Kara, thank you very much for that report. Meanwhile, Israeli warplanes continue to pound the Gaza Strip as the death toll there rises. There is no end in sight, despite growing international calls for a ceasefire. CBS 2's Amy Johnson joins us live from the newsroom with the latest on the growing conflict. Amy, good morning.
Good morning, DeMarco. Israeli warplanes slammed the Gaza Strip overnight, killing at least 6 people. The cross-border battles have entered a 10th day with no signs of letting up. So far, at least 219 Palestinians and 12 people in Israel have died. It's one of hundreds of funerals over the past 10 days in Gaza. This time, an Israeli airstrike killed Palestinian journalist Yusuf Abu Hussein. His colleagues took a moment from covering the destruction to mourn one of their own.
We hope we can restore quiet.
Earlier today, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu defended Israel's heavy hand in Gaza.
We try to target those who target us with great precision.
He added the military warned civilians to evacuate buildings that will be bombed. But still, dozens of Palestinian children have been killed and even more injured. At least 50,000 Palestinians in Gaza have fled their homes, taking shelter in schools. Some Israelis are also trading their houses for bunkers. Gaza militants have fired more than 3,000 rockets, while Israel has shot down most. Some are getting through. At least 12 people have died.
Every place now is not safe.
Natanal Sharvit, his wife, and their 4 children are taking cover in a shelter. He says the kids suffer from anxiety. They're afraid to sleep in our home. Until there's a ceasefire, Kids on both sides, Israeli and Palestinian, will keep living in fear. President Joe Biden has expressed support for a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas militants, but stopped short of calling for an immediate halt to the nearly 2 weeks of fighting. DeMark Wilson, back to you.